Just wait for Jim second. Okay. Yeah, another guess. All right, everybody, the minutes have been distributed to you in advance of this meeting. Did anybody have any corrections to those minutes? If there are no corrections, can I get a motion to approve the month of September or the month of August minutes?
I'll move to approve.
Just a minute. I get a second. Ryan Oliver. Okay. Motion to approve the minutes for August. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes. And let's get on with our agenda. So at the top of the agenda, we're gonna do a welcome and introductions. We have a number of guests, and I think maybe all might be here as with Bruce Parker. So, but anyways, let's start with you, please. Can you?
It's Bob Grady is my name, and I'm a resident of Canby here for the past 3 years.
Yep. You've been at past meetings.
Past meetings, and I'm here to discuss the carving of that tree along the logging trail.
Sure.
So,
Okay. Not yet.
Okay,
We'll go
okay.
around that. Okay, Doug's here. Go ahead, Bruce.
Bruce Parker, I'm on the Canby Bike and Head. I'm here to keep the communications between the two groups open.
Okay.
Elwood Bradford, resident here for 25 years.
Okay. Next.
I'm Stuart Hunt. I'm a resident of Canby. We live on northeast 11. Been here for 27 years.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm Linda Davis. I'm a Canby resident, and we've lived here 30 years.
I'm Stuart's wife, I'm Karen Hunt, and I thought it was more than 27 years, but Stuart's better at math than me, so we've been here a long time. My folks have been here ever since 77, so yeah, been a long time involved with the city.
Okay, great. I have Bruce scheduled to address some concerns I might have had. Is anybody else
Brian, can you hear us all right?
Yeah, I can. Thank you.
all right. Is everybody here with Bike and Vet? Is that the main reason why you're here? And Bruce is gonna be your spokesperson. And Bob, you're not with Bike and Vet. but-
No, I was only here for the final approval for the carving of that tree.
Okay.
Whether it was gonna be permitted or not.
All right, do we have any movement on that? That you know, or do you have anything to show us, or?
Well, yeah, I had Pearson's out here on 99 come out and take a look at the cottonwood tree that's being discussed about doing the carvings. And he gave me 2 renditions, which one is an owl, the other's a squirrel, and the third one was gonna be a raccoon. And, you know, that's basically what I wanted to do, is just decorate the tree along the logging path
Right.
at my expense, and wanted to just make sure it was approved by the park commission or whoever needed approval on it before it moved forward. So,
Right. And I think we were all pretty much, we didn't have a problem as a board, but did you,
You wanted to see the carving.
the
City
renderings
council
that
has
appeared
no
with
problems with it. It
yeah.
goes back to you guys for the city approving
Right,
the carving.
Yes, the indentions that he gave me that I said would be fine as long as it was an carving of an owl and a raccoon and a squirrel. And he did send these to me and said, here's what it's got.
now is it gonna be all 3 or just one of?
No, 3.
All 3?
Yeah.
3 stumps.
No, not 3. It's all on the one stump. It's a 20-foot stump.
Got
And he says, you know, you can put the owl here, you can put a raccoon there and a squirrel, so it'll give it a 3D type of arrangement. And like I said, I just was doing it as kind of a unique feature of the logging trail. And before I paid for it, my wife said, you better make sure that the city
Could
approves.
you pass those around?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, well, yeah, we'll take a look at those, and I didn't think, we didn't have any problem. And I didn't think, as far as council, there was, that is expense, so
Just like back to you guys approving the curb.
to improve the car.
Sure.
Okay, so,
Okay, so the only thing that I had sent an email. So the question came up, is he allowed to go up the logging trail path because he's got scaffolding that he needed to get to the top part?
You would just have to coordinate that with us at Public Works.
Okay, and that's all I do is send an email and say on this date, he's
Or
interested.
give me a call or whatever,
Okay.
whatever's easiest, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
your coordination, Bob, will be with Jared.
Yeah.
Housing and Public Works.
okay.
And just more, we'll have them come in 34th,
Yes,
drive around, and then, but just more so we know.
okay.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I think.
So we're good on it, and
Does anybody have
so when it's done, I don't have to worry about it. And he said, being it's a softwood, it would probably be there 10 to 15 years before deterioration. Yeah, so, but as I said, it'll be 10 to 15 years, of people being able to walk by and,
Just tell them there's a ton of poison oak around the base of that.
yeah, and he looked at it with the other carver, and he noted that too, and so.
We have one question
Would,
here.
would putting a finish on it preserve the life of it for a longer period of time?
Yeah, it might, but I told him it wasn't gonna be an annual type thing, that once he put it in,
Right.
I pay him, and he goes, you don't want me to keep coming in, and I said, I don't think so, it's just, we'll let,
Let nature take its course.
because I think the tree itself is gonna be pretty much rotted out by that time too.
Did anybody have any negative thoughts on this? I think.
Thank you.
I think it's a positive thing.
Okay,
Thanks for
yeah.
going through the process.
Right.
Yeah, okay, well, and hopefully it'll be enjoyed by everybody.
Okay, so you'll coordinate.
Yep.
I'll be in touch with you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks, Bob. All right, Mr. Parker.
Okay. Guys, sit here, Jim. I'd rather stand than sit back there in the corner.
Yep.
It's good to be here. I've not been here the last 2 previous meetings, because Barry Johnson told me that the agenda was too full and that we'd get to it later and we addressed the concern of speeding electric bikes. So we both agreed, we'd wait. Here I am filing this. I want to tell you about Deborah Bradford, who's sitting right here. I didn't expect him to be here tonight, but so I'm going to talk to him about him a little bit. Deborah wrote up to me on his e-bike about 3 weeks ago while I was working on a rental. He lives 1 house down. He's in his late 70s, early 70s. Oh, hey, this is why you don't. But he can correct. Please, in the minutes, get that right. Early 70s. Then I learned his e-bike, he Zion Cemetery to visit his son's grave, which he does 5 or 6 days a week. I told him the discussions in the Park and Rec board of possibly banning e-bikes. He was kind of upset. 2 or 3 days ago, he found a sign on the south side of Territorial banning e-bikes, as well as other motorized vehicles, and asked, who do I write? I advised him to write to Barry Johnson. And then he also sent me a picture. Barry, I sent you some pictures. I know one of the pictures is of that sign that we're talking about. Can you pull that up?
I can't pull it up, but Jerry might have it. I sent that question to Jerry. And Jerry put it. So Jerry put it up, so.
Yeah, I want to talk,
He
address this, but I wanted you to finish first.
Yeah, okay. And this is another issue of who put up the sign, and why, the process. But what's more important are the issues that we need to solve. All right. Now, I would like to acknowledge Albert Bradford for his letter asking electric bikes not be banned the Logan Road. Also, it's obvious he'd rather assign safety first. And so I have his letter here, and I'll let that circulate. And Russ Hyman also discovered a sign which spurred another letter of complaint against the ban on e-bikes on the Lucky Road. And here's his letter, and he is on Bike and Ped as well.
No, because it comes from.
Yes, it's that one.
That should open just fine, that's just a normal.
I've been.
If you download it, does it? Click on the arrow and,
It comes in on his tiny little one.
yeah,
If he sends it,
Okay. Okay, Bike and Ped and Parks and Rec should craft a solution that does not punish seniors and respectful, courteous users of the logging road. The problem with banning e-bikes, the logging road is a vital link for pedestrians and cyclists to avoid 99E. There are no alternatives. The ban eliminates the only safe crossing over 99E. And prohibiting motor vehicles would also prohibit the use of motorized wheelchairs and could run afoul of ADA laws. And this is about grants. If you restrict the logging road to pedestrians only for grant purposes, it'll be classified a trail, eliminating the more lucrative and more plentiful grants and multi-use trails. So we may be shooting ourselves in the foot later when we need the money, when we're looking for grant money. Many seniors are riding pedal assist bikes to exercise responsibly on the logging road, and they would become the unintended targets of the ban solution to people speeding on the bike on the logging road. The issue is speed, not how it's propelled. Bike and Ped would like to present a list of tools to be placed in the toolbox to be considered. One is additional signage. And I have more pictures. Are you able to get those up quickly? Probably not. I sent those to you.
if you email them to me.
I'll tell you what, I have on my iPad, we'll just send the iPad around.
Your Apple opens it up this big on all your pictures.
Also, when I send to you, so
Well, it hasn't gone through yet. Everything, and it might go to.
Okay. I will send that my iPad around, and these are the pictures I'll be referring to. And they can scroll.
Oh, I
along.
saw these. I have, but I mean,
Okay.
it's.
So let's get back to the toolbox, okay? One is assigned being respectful for other users. An example is on that, and it's actually from the Smith's Rock sign, and it has nothing to do with the issues we're talking about, but we're talking about conflicts between different users on trails. And for example, I was up at Mount Hood a few weeks ago, and I was on a trail, and coming down, barreling down the trail is a mountain bike. He was curious, I was curious, no issues, but different user groups can have conflicts, and we want to minimize those conflicts as best we can. We probably can't eliminate it, but we can maybe do something to reduce it. Okay. There's what I call the feel-good side. Be nice, slow down, say hi. A little bit more forward, the slow down side. Slow zone. Yield to slower users. And then there is the speed sign. And in the picture that I have for the speed sign, it's the top of, the radar feedback. As you come up to a speed sign, they have your speed up above. Well, there's a picture of that on a bike path or a multi-use path. And to me, I think we don't want to go there. Because if you're 18 and you got an e-bike, what are you going to try to do? Yeah, how fast can I go on that? Yeah. But I think a standard speed sign is a really good idea. The bike and ped recommends 15 miles an hour. Now, I've seen a lot of different multi-use paths, just because of my hobby. One I've ridden many times is the Capitol Crescent Trail. It's a very popular trail in Northwest Washington, DC. It runs from Bethesda, Maryland to Georgetown, near the Washington Mall. E-bikes are allowed on this heavily used trail. It's an excellent example of the use of speed signs to reduce the conflict, and the speed limit is 15. Now, my daughter happened to know what I was doing. She said yesterday, she just walked on it because she had stranded on. She uses it often, along with her e-bike. And when I think it's heavily used, you can't imagine how heavily used this trail is. People commute to work downtown, DC on it. It is really busy. There's nothing in the area that has this type of volume. And they have a 50-mile-an-hour speed zone. So again, the issue is speed, not how it's propelled. In conversations with Barry Johnson, he asked about the enforcement of speed signs and to banning e-bikes. My answer is the police will have no interest in the enforcement of a ban or a speed limit. We will have to encourage people to do the right thing. Most people will do the right thing. We just have to encourage them. Now, we should start using the measures that affect the least number of persons responsibly using the logging trail. Additional measures can be taken later. Bike and Ped would like to collaborate with the Parks and Rec Board to find the best solutions. Any questions?
May I?
Sure.
Is the sign, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. I thought there was discussion to be had, but there's a ban in place at this moment.
I think there's some confusion on that point, Sharon.
How about if we,
Because I'm confused,
how
yes.
about, Jerry has some things that he's put together based on, there is an ordinance or there's a policy in the city of Canby currently. And, you know, and he did some research, so he's got some feedback
Thanks,
for
Barry. Yeah.
you that might answer some of
This-
your questions.
Just I am confused.
Well,
You
this
know, I'm a big
is,
advocate in support of keeping the e-bikes on the trail with the safety and the parameters you are addressing this evening so well. Thank you.
so this is not a parks advisory thing. This is a city thing. And we are currently working on this because we've been working with our attorney, the chief of police, and we have right now a policy against motorized vehicles. You can see it in our code and everything else. And we started questioning they can pedal it or it's got an electric, but it has an electric motor on it. And so during all this was going on, we had a lot of complaints at speeding. That's what the thing is. And the parks team has actually had some close calls of almost being hit by these people. Not only e-bikes, but pedal bikes too.
Some of them
And
go
so-
much faster.
So anyways, long story short, we're trying to sort this out because of the state. In '94, we adopted the state's rules. And so currently the state is starting to take on e-bikes, but they don't have it all figured out for the rules either. So in the meantime, they dumped it onto the public works director and said that if there's gonna be problems, if there's gonna be danger to the park, I got the whole thing from our attorney saying it. Or if there's a safety concern or anything like that, we need to stop it and ban it until we can get this figured out. So in the meantime, we do not want to ban e-bikes from the path. We don't want to take that away, but we need to get organized because my fear is Jim can talk about this, but a while back, we had a major accident with an electric scooter where a guy got hurt really bad down here, speeding on it, hit his head, not wearing a helmet. And when all that going on and seeing the speed of these things, it really gave concern and liability to the city. So we cannot enforce that sign that I put up, but it does show the e-bike people that we're not ready for them yet. So right now, there's two options that I see for this. The one is similar to what Carol Hawkins did with the bench program, get together, Mike and Pat get together and go through this and get some sort of ordinance that we can take and get adopted by council and get this thing opened up, or we're gonna kind of follow the state and what they're doing with it, and then follow their rules. But the other thing is I have another meeting based off of this meeting tonight with the city administrator and the police and chief and what to do. So George Trove supports e-bikes. He knows they're coming. He knows they're gonna be on this trail. I have no issues with them as long as they don't go over the 15 miles an hour, like what is in our park rules. And so we're just getting our ducks in a row, you guys. We're not trying to take it away. We're not trying to ban it. We just don't want to ruin it or have someone get hurt severely and get us sued and stall this for.
Thank
So,
you for that clarification.
does that make sense?
Yeah, I really appreciate that
Yeah.
because I can only echo your words as well as those of Mr. Parker, that this is not a bike problem or an e-bike
It's a
problem.
speed problem.
This is a speed problem like the scooter. So, that's why I'm very happy to hear that we're going to look at the different pieces we can bring to the table and cooperate together to come up with a good solution so that we have something viable and current. Because I'm guessing when you did the original sign about nothing motorized, that was prior to when e-bikes were even an item.
Yeah, it was in
Right.
1994.
So it's not, it's
Yeah.
antiquated.
Do you have a
Yes, it's
copy
antiquated.
of the current ordinance?
I do. I have that with me. If you guys want to look at this, I can make copies.
We should give a
but-
copy to
The,
Bruce and he can make additional copies for the group,
Right.
because they're going to have to tear that apart.
you can, Bruce,
If we have a current ordinance for all parks at 50 miles an hour, then we could proceed with a speed limit sign 50 miles an hour the line road now.
Well, you're gonna have to rewrite the ordinance.
I
because
know,
The
but-
old ordinance bans motorized vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's-
This is an existing ordinance that's been in place.
that's,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's the problem. It's an existing ordinance that bans motorized vehicles, but the state says if it's a path over 8 foot wide, e-bikes are acceptable. So it kind of contradicts
Okay,
and
so
it's
we-
confusing. And so we just need to change
The city ordinance.
the city ordinance, which is easy.
And while we're changing that, we should probably include the suggestion that the bike committee is making of having a speed limit.
In here.
Well, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's,
If, in all, Brian Potter and I will take it to council for you.
okay.
When you get it, we'll make the ordinance and the staff report, but if you guys can put together, do some research, it'll help speed it up. But it's interesting, I'll give you this whole thing, it's all our
I've
correspondence.
seen that. I know the conflict in the language.
Well, no, about my conversations with the attorney
Oh, I haven't seen
and all
that.
that, and so, but in here, it is interesting, it changed twice, 914, ordinance 914 and 924. It gives parks employees the authority to write tickets. So, I mean, I don't know how that would work, but I don't know if we want to do that, but I just thought it was interesting. But this has got the rules, the speed limit, and all of my correspondence, which you're welcome to, do. I can make
Thank
copies,
you.
so. But no, I just wanted to make it clear, we're not, this was me, my fault, I'm bad. They're not gonna be banned from that unless the city council had some reason, so.
Jeff, I don't think it's bad.
Sure.
It's, Jeff,
That's okay.
it's propelling us forward to solve, we need to solve a problem.
Yep.
And that's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And that's what's good. It did, at first all that, gee, you guys took off, didn't even talk to us about this.
Well, I kind of wanted to bring it to a head and get this going, because the other thing is too, is I feel comfortable if someone gets a fatality or a major injury out there, with us having it posted, I feel it relieves liability on the city.
Mhm.
And
And
people can, there's no enforcement. George cannot, he told us he cannot force it off this sign.
Right.
So there's not gonna be tickets writing people right onto it. So,
No matter what we do and how strict we get, there's gonna be somebody
There's
that's
gonna-
Oh, yeah.
going to do it.
that's, yeah,
But
yeah.
we gotta reduce the liability for the city and try to improve safety for other users as very best we can.
So,
There you go.
it's even got the verbiage from our attorney in there, share it with your group, and then
Okay.
let's go to work on this. And
Okay.
give me a call, you guys, if you wanna meet and talk about this
Yeah.
outside of, I don't wanna take away from
No,
the
yeah.
meeting, but we're all on the same page here.
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone's nodding their head yes here. Okay.
I do have an interesting question. I haven't ridden on an e-bike for a while. Do they have speedometers?
Usually they
Oh,
have,
wait,
yes,
do they?
yeah.
Do they? The ones that I rode did not, but it was a long time ago.
The scooters don't,
Scooters definitely.
Scooters don't.
but the bikes usually have a speedometer on.
Okay. My road bike doesn't, but I don't think a lot of road bikes do, do they?
Depends. Yeah.
Like this sign cabin, there's a road bike coming through the narrows road too.
Yeah.
Most people ride with computers.
Yeah,
I have a question. Do you guys have any cameras? You know, in parks?
One,
Why? Okay.
but it's been vandalized, it's outmoded.
Yeah. Okay. I was just wondering, because you know, sometimes it's those repeat offenders.
Well, we would put up we have a speed deal when this gets going, we'd be able to find the times to do it, we could set it up out there and see how fast they're actually going. We do it for traffic safety too.
Yeah,
And this complaint came through traffic safety also.
I figured.
Yeah, that's where it came to me, not this group, they're all innocent. So, Barry's innocent.
Well, I mean, it's come to us before, people walking on the logging trail and have been and close encounters with pedal bikes, motorized bikes. I mean, I think Bob Grady,
He's one of
he was one of them that was almost hit, so, you know, it's come to our attention before. But, there you go, you got a new ordinance to work.
Yeah, we got some work to do. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, if you care to leave, we will continue our business.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Wow. You brainwashed another one.
Yeah.
You set the bar high. I'll see you. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. I've changed the order a little bit because Auburn Farms might take a little longer to discuss, but the Legacy Park outdoor fitness exercise court, Jerry probably has an update on that because we have been in contact with the installer again.
I have no update, we're waiting for him to get his CCB process with the state,
So last I heard, he had a CCB, but he was waiting for,
he's waiting for the state to give us a number, so our finance team won't authorize a PO until he gives us a CCB number.
it is a cluster.
And Jim says we'll have it done when we get Walnut done.
Yeah. But we keep, you know, we keep pushing on our end. I think Jerry will attest to that.
Yeah, we've not, it's been constant emails and everything else, we'll get it done.
I haven't, I may have been a little harsh with one of my comments.
Yeah, Barry sent kind of a, it was unacceptable behavior, unacceptable on their end email to them, so.
I said over,
It is unacceptable, I agree with, it is, yeah.
I said overhyped and underperformed. I mean, it's like,
They wanna have a ribbon cutting, and it's like, guys, we need to get it done first.
Yeah.
I mean,
so.
Do that.
Any questions on Legacy Park? I mean, there's not much to touch. Maple Street Park, the scoreboards are being installed today. In fact, they're up, right? Terry's comment is, it was kind of small, but I don't know. In the specs, they said they can't be viewed from like 200, what was it, 250 feet, 300 feet?
Yeah, with more than what we needed. Yeah.
I
guess I didn't ask the right questions.
But they're up, it looks good. And Terry, you took a picture, right? Okay. She said.
So they're probably, is there power to them yet, or are they waiting to
Not
get
yet.
the lights? Nah, it's gotta install first.
Right, they
So
gotta
we
wait.
really
for the
don't know
lights
what it
to
looks like
install.
until
Yeah,
October.
I mean, they could light up, be great. But it's, there will be I guess the Canby Rebels had a softball tournament scheduled for this week and next week, and we were gonna shut those down, but out of, they
They wore me down,
out
right?
of good faith, I guess, and, you know, we might as well, you know, we built them for a reason, they were built for a reason, it was to use. So they're gonna use them this weekend and next weekend. And after that, I think we should shut it down because we need to work on the outfield. Of course,
Has the grass come in pretty good right on the end there?
Really good, yeah. We mowed it 3 times or something. So, they're gonna pick up the baseboards too, and they're gonna restain all those for us soon. I keep saying we'll come get them, but I haven't heard when they're gonna do that. Probably this winter, I'm guessing.
And the only other thing at Maple Street right now is that there were some people here last week, or last month, and they had some concerns, they wanted some trees limbed, and, you know, that was, you know, impeding, I mean, it was kind of hanging over on the walkways, so they had to dump it. So Jerry's got that covered.
Yeah, it'll be done before next meeting. I'll have that done in 2 weeks. There's a dead tree in there and there's a whole bunch of stuff, so it's scheduled. I think they're starting on it next week.
Okay, so we can go forward with the limbing of the trees. Any questions on Maple right now? No. Auburn Farms and the Dodds development project. Well, yeah, there's I think we handed out at the last meeting yes, that what can we do or what can be taken out or what, you know, we need to, I think it came in at 3.2 million, you know, projected. Jerry's received some, like option 1 and then an option 2 that cut it down a little bit further. One was at 2.5 and then the other one was maybe at 2.3 or something like that.
And then the third was like around 1.5.
Okay. So
That's exactly it. It was 2.3, I think, was option 2.
Do we have visuals?
No visuals, but we have what they would be taking out.
Jerry, what is your recommendation?
Mine? I would like to do it the best we can do. Right now, my recommendation is we have $1.5 million. That's all we can do. Unless we want to amend the CIP, that's my recommendation. We cut everything down to 1.5 and move forward. Unless this group wants to amend the CIP and move some money around and do the 2.3 or the higher.
What would that 1.5 do?
The 1.5, just to give you on that drawing, to get it down to 1.5, we'd have to reduce, I'll pass this around, these 2 walking paths.
is this red line?
The red
Comes
lines,
out? That
yeah,
comes out?
those would come out. We'd reduce those 2 walking paths. We'd reduce the bathroom to a unisex bathroom, just a single stall. And then we'd have to really downsize the playground. And then, that would,
And no splash.
and no splash pad, yeah, and then,
And no,
Yeah.
and no test pit.
no tennis court, no splash pad. So you'd basically have a small playground, the gazebos, a small unisex bathroom, the parking lot, and a lot of green space.
I think we left the basketball court, right?
It's always better to do, Jim, I wish I could recommend doing everything right. It's just, we budgeted 1.5, so.
Sure.
And I want to build this thing. If this group thought, I had a conversation with the mayor and the city administrator. They didn't seem real interested in amending the CIP before July 1. But I know that's council's decision, not theirs, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at, is I can move forward with this project if we cut a bunch of stuff. Those things talk discussed.
Go ahead.
So if we leave it at the 1.5, when do we get another set of money to do phase 2?
July 1.
So basically,
And as slow as this is going and it's going through council, we could end up around there during construction anyways. You know, it just takes forever, the process, so.
So at that time, in the summer, could we come back and then do some other things?
Might.
Add to it.
Do we have money budgeted next year for it in the CIP? I don't think we do.
None
No.
for that.
But I
So
guess
we'd have to amend it anyways.
if you wanted to save a lot of work, Jim, my recommendation, he's not gonna wanna hear this, is is we move forward with this thing and we keep going. And, we don't put this thing out to bid till after July 1. And we put all the money in there that we need. Cause we'll know how much we'll need exactly.
But then it gets punted to 2026.
Yep, exactly.
Instead of starting.
I just don't know I don't know how long it would take to change the CIP right now, getting it through council, we gotta get this group to agree on it, cause they're gonna want a recommendation. And then we gotta get it to council adopted by, Ryan, do you know, is that adopted by ordinance or resolution? When we did it last time? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
See, here was the other thing that I know some people on the board are worried about. Because they were talking about moving money out of Maple to move over there to put towards Auburn Farms. And I don't think, I think we should concentrate on finishing Maple. Really, the one thing that needs to be done at Maple are the 2 playgrounds, because what's the date on those playgrounds? When were those? We got playground requested 84. I mean, it's been there for a long
Wasn't it?
time.
What's that?
Wasn't it 1984?
what,
The playground equipment? Is it older than that?
Maple?
That Maple looks newer than that.
That's new, that replaced everything.
They took out the huge slide.
Yeah,
It wasn't in the
So
80s?
it's not,
No, it was in the
90s.
late 90s probably.
Okay.
It's all the plastic stuff, right, on the one end?
Yeah, they had
On the
big
one- on
stainless
the
steel
small.
slide.
Yeah, I don't know,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all been redone.
Jerry, where do we get that extra money if we wait till, you're saying next year you put it in the budget?
Yeah,
It's not
well,
coming from the general fund.
no, we wouldn't spend the 1.5, plus we have 5.5 million or 6 million in SBCs that we could add to. We should have taken our estimate, and doubled it. You know what I mean? That's what, because everything doubled.
Is
so-
the price at 3.2 if we wait till what?
That's my
July?
question.
Is that gonna now
What's
be
inflation
4?
gonna do to that?
Is that gonna be 4?
Sure, more. But I guess the question would be, is that gonna be less than doing a 1.5? And then coming back in and doing it, what is that? Because it's gonna be more, I mean, when they do it,
Mobilization costs, all
Yeah,
that, and then you gotta
yeah.
worry about driving through all your stuff. I mean, it's smart to do it right the first
It's
time.
gonna check it out. It's not gonna be anywhere near what you're.
But if we move forward with updating the CIP, figuring out what exactly we wanna do on this, we wanna do the full 3 million or drop it to the 2.5. By the time we get around, we'd be there. I mean, it'd just be.
What's the 2.5?
It seems to me that, it's just like Maple Street Park. You did the splash pad, and then you did the pickleball course. Now we did the fields and stuff like that. Well, you've got $1.5 million. To me, we owe it to those citizens that live up there to start the process. Yeah, because they want to see something happen. They're one area within our master plan that talks about the need for a park. And so they're waiting, and they are very skeptical that
Well, and
they're even gonna get it.
they've waited patiently.
Yeah, they've waited very patiently.
Since 2007.
Yeah, and so if we have 1.5, we can start the process.
We can, Jim.
And do phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then this group will decide on the CIP when you move into next year's budget, how you want that CIP to look. And that way you'll know how much money you'll have for phase 2 and phase 3. If that makes sense.
It does make, I have a question about that for Ryan. On a planning commission side and all of that, how does that affect it if we do like what Jim's talking about, so we get this thing moving, we build the parking lot, we put the bathroom in, we do the stuff that we can do, and then come in, like, kind of like, do it, and then do a phase 2 after July 1, where they just finish, because it's gonna be under construction. Does that affect planning?
No, we would just do a type 1 modification. We would just do it administratively. Because it wouldn't change the capacity overall of the park, so I don't think it would be a problem.
It's a good idea, Jim. So if I start with the $1.5 million, we get this project rolling, and then we roll this project in, or phase it where we start July 1 with another phase.
What's phase 2 include that, Jerry?
It would add, well, we'd have the basketball court, the paths.
And wouldn't that just tear up what we've already done?
You won't have it done.
Yeah,
But you'll be kind of in the process of all that.
that's what I think will be under construction.
So
With the time of year, we're not gonna, I mean, it'll be kind of lucky. We're not gonna be able to really.
But if we're just under construction anyways, wouldn't it be better just to wait, do it right the first time? I mean,
It takes,
if you're-
it
if you're not-
takes it so long, Ryan, to get through the council process. So that's what always holds me up. Boom, July 1, I have $1.5 million. Then I gotta go and get 2 readings and a 30-day waiting period before I can even start work, so that puts us into August.
And I think if you present it to council, phase 1, phase 2 like that,
See,
we're gonna know up front. That's what it is.
I think Jim's right on that. If we address it as phase 1, phase 2, it's all approved. We don't have to wait. We just keep moving forward.
Pending this for doing CIP for the 26 budget.
Correct. Yes, updating the budget, yeah.
So the bathroom, like you said, the bathrooms got switched. So phase 1 is just a single.
Yeah.
You gotta
Well, I
switch
could
it.
go with the better bathroom.
But I would say
Ryan.
you probably want to start, because that's something you don't want to go down that road and then have to switch that out and all that.
Well, would we not,
That's the only thing that I can see that would be a major, I mean, the parking lot's gonna be what it is,
Right.
but the bathroom I could see as the only other thing that would be, like, that's something you don't want to start and then have to redo that.
could you put that in phase 2 when you get more money?
where's the bathroom?
See, we
Well,
did
but
the
you already
same
started-
thing, you guys, kind of with
You already started
Maple
with one
lighting
thing
and
after
turf
No, you wouldn't
project.
put it in
Oh,
phase
We
1.
started that
You're
later
saying
in
it's
the
not
year,
gonna be
had it
okay.
approved so that we could
That's
start
my point.
construction
Maybe not the-
July 1.
Well,
Or we had it all, we had a contract set up, we had it all dialed in,
right,
and construction started July 1.
right.
I mean, I don't know if we wanna do that. You know, because we go through and do a phase 1, phase 2, you know, I don't know, we could start, or we could start it as soon as we can, so what is it, what do we got, take this, we get design done, that's another month. October, we go through November, then we get into 2 readings December, January. So we could start work in February. You wanna start? But, well, we can order the bathrooms, we can order,
Right.
that's what held us up at community. We can order the playground equipment,
Can you do the parking lots? Get that?
yeah, yes.
So I mean, aren't there things that we could, okay, so you go phase 1. Wouldn't we have a list of items like our parks board, or you just kind of, we could go through and choose what you think that, I mean, what can we?
What's a gazebo cost?
I was just looking at that, I thought it
I mean, if we take out 3 gazebos, if we're planning and wait until phase 2, can we take that money and put it into the bathroom in phase 1? Because I think that would be, people will appreciate a bathroom more than a gazebo.
Yeah.
Right,
70.
a gazebo he had on here is, so there were 2 of them, so it's 35,000.
70.
There are 2 of them for 70, yeah.
What's a bathroom?
Bathroom,
Is that including all the?
Yeah.
The building itself, I mean, the plumbing's gonna be there, so that's the easy part.
Yeah,
Yeah, for me, I'd rather see it
Restroom.
done right at a better price, may take a little longer than throwing out something and then having to readjust it. Even, because it's not like it's gonna be a finished product and then we're gonna come back in, we're just gonna be
Right.
like,
here's another,
we're kind of, I understand the part going back and forth with more approval and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I think we want to put out a good product at the best price.
Each phase, you wanna do the best product at each phase. Or you
Or-
saying
or-
wait until the-
If the phase thing is that easy, then maybe that's the way to do it, but it sounds like we're phasing it, but we're not even getting done, or we're just starting phase one before we get to phase two.
Well, we're just completing phase one.
Well, we're not starting until,
See, I gotta talk to the attorney
It just
about that.
started until
Because if
March.
it doesn't, say we got a new council in there, and they didn't approve the next, it'd be, that's the cleanest way to do it, which no one's gonna wanna hear in here, would be the way we did Maple. Where we keep design going, we have the $1.5 million to keep this thing rolling, we get it all down there, we put the thing out to bid, we get the prices back, we know exactly how much it is, and we start it with the contract, they start July 1.
okay,
And they start construction July 1. That's the cleanest. And we keep working on this as a group of what we want to do, and then that leaves you plenty of money to do whatever you want.
Because you guys have done a great job with Maple Street Park, and and you're still having to piece that together, to,
Yeah,
what you want to get done at Maple.
Well, that doesn't, other than some of this other stuff that we might talk, doesn't leave us a project really to work on, other than Maple Street Park, we still have 800,000 in.
we could work on Maple right now, while this is,
While this is under, while this is done.
Yes.
So we could do the playground stuff.
Yeah. That would be ideal for me, you guys, and council, because you know how much it costs them. You know exactly how much it costs, because you got the price.
But I agree with Brian too, is we need to do it right.
Yeah, okay. So are we all okay with that? If I continue to do it right, this, what we design, we get them going to full design on this thing, because we have money to do it. We get this thing ready to go out to bid, we get the bids come back, we take it to council, get approval to start to work July 1. And we tell that contractor, we want it to start July 1 and we want it done by end of summer. That, because then they're working in the good weather. And that's gonna be,
Absolutely.
that's an easy plan for me and council.
And
That's a,
can we add money at that time?
you could add, say it came in at 4 million. You guys are gonna adjust the CIP, that's what we're gonna be working on, and we'll know exactly what to budget for July 1.
Okay.
And if the council approves it, Joe, then they put up a nice sign on the property outlining what the plan is.
Sure. Saying it starts July 1, this is what we're building, so that they know that we're serious.
Maybe you can do a rendering out there.
That, yeah, that would make my life super easy. I could just tell them to go to, because this is what we want to build, right? Pretty much. But I'll be able to bring back more, more detailed drawings and stuff for you guys to tweak and all that.
Well, do we need to make a motion to?
I have a quick question.
Okay.
With that scenario, when does that go in front of the city council? That after the new city council's brought in?
No,
We go in before that?
it could,
And it could be
because
okay.
I think Bo will crank this out fast, because you guys don't get, new council doesn't start till January, right?
You're gonna have one new person.
It could, no, it'd be after January.
Yeah, to put it in front.
It would be around January, I think it would go in front of them, January,
Then we
February.
know for sure that'd be okay if they check.
That, and then if it did change, so.
Jim, do we need to make a motion to have this?
I don't think it would be helpful if you made a motion that way, you can always go back.
So we need to make a motion to continue with, well, are we postponing Auburn? We're
No.
going forward with Auburn at the one?
I'm moving forward with the original design that we
Okay.
promised the community.
Okay, move forward with the original design on Auburn Farms and
The goal to start in July.
July
July
1,
1,
July 1,
yep,
2025.
25, yes, Sergeant.
And we're gonna adjust the budget
We'll
July
adjust.
1.
Yeah, because like Bo's saying here, Dave, it might not be 3.2 million, it might be cheaper. We don't know what the economy's gonna do when it goes out to bid, when it bids, so.
I'm just trying to
Yeah,
figure out what we're.
but if it was more,
Voting on.
it's a council decision, say it came in at 4 million, they would be able to decide, I don't wanna spend that, or yes, I do.
Do we have to include moving forward with, I don't know if it's phase 3 of Maple Street Park or the playground addition at Maple Street Park? Do we have to include that into this motion?
Not this motion.
No.
No, this is specific.
I just wanted some help on that, that's why I've been holding off. I've been worrying about Auburn, I wanna put the right playground equipment in, that's why I wanted this.
At Maple?
At Maple, that's a separate. When we get done, now that I got clear direction on Auburn, I'm gonna go to work on Auburn, that's gonna be easy for Dave and I.
Okay, and then can we move forward and make
Yeah,
playground?
yeah,
Okay, I think you need a motion still, Barry, in a second.
Oh, yeah, I think Terry might have this jotted down as a, there's a motion on the table too. Did you write it down?
I don't know if anybody made the motion official.
If she can repeat it back, then I'll.
Well,
Let you talk.
can I help with it?
Yeah, go ahead. Jerry can.
What, I think you should make a motion to continue Auburn Farms with the original design to start work immediately on July 1. To get council approval, 25, July 25. Does that make sense?
Can we use Jerry's words?
Is that
Are you making a
I'll
motion?
make a motion that we continue with the plan as is and we start on July 1.
25.
Good job.
Yeah, see that?
We have council approval, with council approval.
Kathy
I was gonna
third.
say, yeah, whatever number I fall into.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, can you use all SDCs to make up that money?
Okay, good. So we have a motion going forward on Auburn Farms.
I like-
Happy with that?
I am ecstatic.
I
This
like
is
the
good.
idea of being able to do it right the first time.
Yep.
And I think that, having the time to get all the ducks in a row and then get the budget adjusted through the council vote and everything, and then just begin it. And I also really think it's a great idea, having the signage with a rendering so that
Yep.
the community knows they're not forgotten.
Right.
Things are moving forward and here's a hard start date, so they'll have something that they can look forward to and make their plans accordingly.
And I'll try to have at our next meeting. Now, we can go full speed ahead on this and show you guys what we're building, get some more detailed stuff on that.
Right, some more detail, that would be great. And we tend to maybe do things on the cheap sometimes. We want to do it right, the first time going.
Yeah, I think it's good to be budget conscious, but I also think particularly when you're dealing with the plumbing and the hardware bathroom, whether you do like an intermittent single stall versus something that can accommodate both genders, I think it's great to just
Right,
do it right the first time.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did we get a
Question
second?
behind it.
We had a second, Tom seconded,
Okay.
Kathy third.
Yeah, very good. The gentleman,
Finish your voting, finish your.
yeah, we already
we're
did
good.
that.
Okay.
I think you had a question.
Barry, I know I'm not considering, but I got a question. If you're going to do unit 6 bathrooms, be sure to put a urinal in, so the toilet stays clean.
Yes,
Well, we're not, if we're going.
we're doing it
full
right.
bore, We're gonna do it right.
We're
so
gonna
now
do it,
we'll
yeah.
need to use that.
Yep.
Okay, so Auburn Farms, anybody else?
I'll take a vote.
Oh, you're right, Jim, okay, then you're right, okay, so. We need to take that, yeah. You got it. Yeah. All in favor of moving forward on Auburn Farms for July 1st, 2025? Aye. 8? Yeah. Aye. No, we're missing Karen. Karen's not here, so 8-0. Bruce. 8-0. Okay, under the new business, CIP revisions, we're not gonna do that then.
We do
Not
that.
at this point,
We need to do it before budget,
which is,
July 1. Well, when do we need to do it before, it'd be nice to have a new CIP from this group like by April.
okay,
When we start budget, so it's.
can we get everybody in the group a copy of the current CIP?
Yeah, I'm gonna make one right now.
whichever one it is.
Right.
Okay, so being a novice here, what is CIP?
Capital improvement plan? Well, you guys, I'll make copies. There it is. I'm gonna, should I give them a call? I'm gonna give you guys. Here it is. Here it is. You guys want a copy of the parks budget too? Just.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a Jim. And to answer, I guess, while Jerry's making copies. On October the 9th, we have a work session with the city council and the parks board. And what time does that going to start, you know?
Is that a council night or an off night?
City stuff. October the 9th, yeah.
Second Wednesday or first? Second, it started at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock? Second Wednesday of the month, yeah. So 7 o'clock.
And I really appreciate it if all you guys could do that, because it was important for the council, number one, to meet all you guys, so I get your input.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that they want to discuss, and I've talked to Matty Ferson from American Rent Company, and they have a national conference that week. And they won't be there in person, but they could or will be there on Zoom. They will log in, and she will provide ahead of time some documents and maybe some design work or, you know, where they're at. They will be done with the ramp project that they have in Pedal Park that they have in Sandy will be done at the end of October or first part of November. So she will let us know closer to that time, you know, what it is, if anybody wants to go up there and take a look at it. We'll find out when their grand opening is. I'm sure they'll have some. It's quite impressive.
It's at City Hall, the meeting.
I know.
It's at City Hall.
Yes, council.
So it would be at City Hall, yeah. And I guess were we gonna have to put in an alterations to decide if we want to adjust the CIP to include the pedal park? Because right now it's not.
We can't spend any money on the pedal park because it's not on the capital improvement plan this year.
Okay, so we can't even begin design work?
No, unless you amend this capital improvement plan now. So.
I think that's,
is that what we're gonna do on the work session?
That's the reason for the work session, is this, for that to, number one, present the idea of the health part. Up front with it in regards to it's not in the current capital improvement plan. But how the council wants to deal with this in regards to the fact that it's not in the master plan or the comp plan for parks. And it's not in the capital improvement plan. So, but if this group feels strongly towards the pedal park and that it's good for the community, then, and if your recommendation to the council is we update the capital improvement plan to include the pedal park, then that's the purpose for the discussion with the council.
So we need to note that special so that when we get to the October 9th work session. Because, I mean, it would be great for business in the sense, I mean, I don't know where we stand with the a recreation complex, soccer, complex, whatever. I mean, it still may be in play along the lines somewhere there, but this is something that, we have the property, we have the land, so we have the place to put it. It would be something that would be a great, get for the community. It would help the local businesses downtown because we plan on building it. The property that we're talking about is, they call it the Honda Pits, it's down by the police station. So it's a great area. And it's readily available, so it would be something that we could get done. They started this project in Sandy, I mean, physically started, I think, around March of this year, and they're gonna wind up at the end of October, so it's something that could be completed in a timely fashion.
That's the 99.
Yeah.
Almost just getting there.
Yeah, I mean, one thing on the CIP right now is Wade Park, and maybe that would move out and the Town Park would move forward. Wade Park is going to be a hot topic, hot and very emotional, and it's gonna take more than a year. It'll take a while.
A lot of planning.
A lot of.
It's, if you did amend just that, that would give you, because I think she told us it was 200,000
Yes.
for design and stuff. That would put you a year ahead if you want to do the Piddle Park, if we amended it this year.
I have a question. Are we looking to modify access to that area so we're not going down that main drag to the cop shop and all that? Is that something we're looking at in the plan?
We're really restricted there on that.
Because of railroad track?
It would.
We do have an emergency access.
Through that.
Down in a residential area.
Yeah, that we own or have easement through, but
The thing about,
The traffic for these guys in the area.
and the thing about that area is it has all the amenities already.
everything's there, shovel ready.
So,
Did we find out what Sandy paid just for the pump track? Because I know they had a lot of things going on.
Right.
we didn't break it,
Yeah, break it down, what they really,
well, just the pump track and not the skate park, or you want skate park, pump track, playground?
because the playground was something separate,
Separate.
that was a different company.
Yes,
Yeah, I'd like to know.
we could get broken down.
Yeah,
And
a little more.
I've asked for, Jerry, we asked for a copy of their parks SDCs, how they developed their park SDC. And so it may help us in moving forward.
Ryan, when he comes back, I told him that we were gonna bring up the parks SDCs
Okay,
update when he gets back, I think.
does anybody else have, there it is right there. Ryan, did you have some information Jerry said on parks SDCs?
Only that it's been lumped in with the other SDCs that Don Hardy is our planning director is contracting with our consultant team. So that contract I think is getting kicked off relatively soon, but it'll go into next year. So it'll be the parks SDC study will be finalized parallel to the transportation SDCs. So we would take what's already been done by the previous consultant and wrap it up and get something that we're happy with.
And which makes sense, because with the transportation, and they're gonna update my stormwater SDC, sewer, everything updated.
What do you get with that when you say you update it?
More accurate, well, I'll let Ryan answer that, he's the pro on that.
Well, the goal is that you can charge more of development. And one of the rubs with so when we did the master plan, they started a master fee SDC study to go along with it, and our administrator at the time and city attorney at the time weren't happy with it, so it kind of stalled out and never got closed out. So we've got a half-baked SDC study for parks, but I think there's enough in it that it's gonna give our consultant team this next round something to build off of. But when the Greenplay was working on it, they were afraid that we were gonna have to decrease our SDCs, which didn't really make any sense. And that's not an outcome that we wanted. We wanted to be able to build up our SDCs for parks. So our consultant team's aware of that, and
So you would be on that, working on that portion of it, right, Ryan? I mean, you would have our best interest in mind.
yeah, and Dawn said we would be looping you in once this group in once that got going, so that you all would be involved just like last time around.
Okay.
Good there. That's good news. Do I still need to get the other SDCs? From Sandy.
Hey, Ryan, one more question.
Look at Jim.
When you do that and you redo it, does it change what you can use it on? Do they change or how you can use the SDCs?
Ideally, yeah, you have more clarity on where, when, and where you can use it. So that's something that we're going to be asking them to look at as well.
Thanks.
Anybody else have anything for Ryan or?
Barry, just in preparation for the joint meeting with the city council, I would say, let's make sure you get the updated cost estimates and the devil, of course.
Yeah,
On the pedal part.
On the top part?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that, you have some fairly accurate figures.
Okay. Yeah. I'll get those from that.
it just costs us a year when I underestimate, that's what it's done on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that takes care of that portion. Ryan, do you have a update for us, city staff update?
I don't have anything else tonight, no.
Okay. Andrew? Ever?
Well, I was at my first CAFRD meeting for 2 months, because I missed both of those. They fall a couple days before this one typically. We actually had it last week. We went over some updates on the website. So we are working on getting a website, so we have some more public facing information. Because currently all we have now is a Facebook group or a Facebook page, and not everybody has Facebook. And there's not as much you can do there for contact information, for displaying calendars, things like that. So that's something that we're working on. Let's see what else. I'm going to talk to you two when the meeting's over. I'll have to schedule some time. So.
Okay.
I pointed at you. You guys dropped off. So yeah, other than that, I don't have anything else from CAFRD.
Okay. Sounds good. Done. Jim?
Okay, I'll be brief. Of course, everybody knows Canby had a lot of activities happening this summer that we wrapped up with Big Night Out and car show and stuff. Huge success, a lot of work done, by a lot of people to make that successful. At the last work session of the city council, we had a meeting with about the Canby Adult Center. For those who don't know, they secured the property at Holly and Territorial, the church. And so they're gonna eventually be moving. They're going through the planning process and the requirements for the planning process. They're gonna have to update that building just like they would have to update the current building that they're in regards to fire sprinklers, exiting, generators, things like that. But also still the thought that they'd be able to use that for an emergency evacuation center in the event of a major disaster or something like that. So putting in generators and things like that. So anyway, We had a work session to discuss the ARPA funding, the $500,000 that was allocated of ARPA funding to the Canby Adult Center, and the Canby Adult Center would like to see that money moved with them to the new facility, because that's exactly what it was going to be used for in the old facility. And so City Council is going to be addressing that at a city council meeting after we had the work session with them. They were going to get more information for the city council on that as well. So, but that's a big deal to the Canby Adults, to the Canby Adult Center, because they are on a very limited budget, even though they have a pretty good endowment fund. They can only use so much of that endowment fund, so they're gonna have to look at doing some fundraising and things like that, but they're busted at the seams. I go up there every Monday to serve lunch, and that dining room is packed now. And that's pretty much every day, but the activities that they do for the adult center, between trips and things like that, you know, it's one piece of our population, I think, that we're very fortunate to have the Canby Adult Center, because they don't take any money from the city. It's county and state funding and things like that. So anyway, more to come on that. The new school superintendent has been open to discussions in regards to the moving forward, talking about the Ackerman complex. And just simply that she is wanting to do a new demographics and tie in with our planning department, so that we don't reinvent the wheel, because I told them Don Hardy and the consulting group was doing work in regards to projections for kids in Canby and what the population looks like. And because right now, as she said at a joint meeting that we had with her, 91 school has seen an increase, high school has seen an increase.
Baker Prairie.
Huh?
She said middle school, Baker Prairie. Baker
Yeah.
Prairie
And the high school.
yeah, oh, and the high school too? I missed
Yeah.
that part. Okay.
Yeah, and the high school, because of kids coming out of private school or
Yeah.
homeschool and
Homeschool,
stuff
yeah.
into the high school.
And she said 100 students more than they expected this year.
At the high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so but she wants to also, with all the new construction, try to get a better handle on what's the population in some of these residential areas with kids and what grade and stuff like that. So she's trying to get a better handle on exactly what does that look like for the school district moving forward. That in turn will then determine whether or not the school district has a need for the Ackerman complex as we continue to explore that opportunity, because of the whole land issue that we have there with the adult center, the aquatic center, the swim center and stuff like that. So more to come on that as well. But that's pretty much it. We have a city council meeting. I'll take this report to the city council tomorrow night. And not a whole lot. The big thing we have is the transportation plan for the comp plan is a work session tomorrow night prior to the city council meeting. And then the adoption of the new emergency operations plan for the city, which has been finished up by a consultant. So anyway, that's where we're at.
Questions for Jim? Well, our next meeting is scheduled for October the 15th, right here, 6:30. And I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I have an item, please.
Oh, okay,
Right,
sir.
Community Park, we seem to have a Narnia tree down there. Tree that faces the pond, I got a couple pictures of it. It's got an old street light attached to the tree. It's got electrical cable that winds down the tree, which is within reach of anybody. It looks like it's been there forever. I got a couple pictures, I'll pass them around. I was there with my dog and I'm like, what is that cable? Because I've noticed it before, it's just part of the furniture down there. It's been there forever. And so I look up, there's a street light right into the tree.
Jeez, great.
Jeremy put it up.
Yeah, probably before my time, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it's been to make it.
We've, since I've been here, we've always put them on polls.
Yeah.
Oh, Todd Garrett.
Todd Garrett, blame it on Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you flip to the next picture, you can see the cable that is tracking you since it's wrapped around the.
Oh, it's in a Doug fir, that's. I'll have to take a look at
Does the
It
street light
faces-
work?
No, the cable is disconnected, it's just wrapped all the way down the trunk to about 5 feet off the ground.
Get a beaver.
Yeah.
that.
And it faces,
Is this by the, A-frame?
no, this faces the pond. It's
Oh,
it's the
okay.
closest tree to the roadway right there, It faces directly at the pond.
I've never noticed that.
I've noticed it
Do you
before,
want
and I'm
it?
just like, what's that?
Do you want the street light wiring?
I don't think so.
Okay. It's might be hard to get it out of that tree.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna grow up around it or not, yeah.
I'll talk to the parks guy, see if we can get it out of there.
All right, anybody else have anything? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn? Jim Siblet, second?
Second.
Andrew Hale. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this meeting is adjourned until October 15th.